Hi, hello, and welcome back, everybody, to Nekopara Volume 1. Last time, I think for sure this time, we finally had our last bit before we open the store for real. Alright, so let's get into it. Master, someone is approaching the bakery, says Chocolate. Everyone in battle stances. Are you ready? Asks Chocolate. It would be quicker to go forth and capture them. I'll do it well. Leave it to me, says Vanilla. Wait, says Kashao. It's only been 5 minutes since we opened, he says. The two of them hid by the window as if stalking prey. Even though we were finally open, there were, unsurprisingly, no customers waiting to come in. I placed my elbows on the counter while I gazed at the backs of the two cat girls. It's fine if you wait for the customers to come in before interacting with them, says Kashao. If you brace yourself like that from the start, then you'll get tired quickly, he says. Vanilla, look! That girl is walking over here, says Chocolate. She looks like someone who really likes sweets, she says. Oh, sweets. But Chocolate, that's not really a nice thing to say, says Vanilla. You should be careful saying that in front of customers, says Vanilla. Not that she can hear you, says Kashao. The two cat girls didn't so much as turn an ear in my direction. Well, to see them that hopeful for customers did pain me a bit as their owner. Well, since we just started, we should be patient, says Kashao. Excuse me, says a female customer. Welcome, says both the girls. What's going on? Asks the female customer. What would you like to meowder? Asked Chocolate. Our special is that thing, that cake, says Chocolate. We also have black tea, the warm kind and the cold kind, says Vanilla. The hot kind and the cold kind, says Vanilla. Oh man, they're so nervous. Will you two calm down, says Kashao. I pulled them back after they quickly set themselves upon the customer who'd just walked in. I am terribly sorry for that. I am the owner of this bakery, Menedoki. Our menu is over here. Please peruse at your leisure, says Kashao. Says Kashao. Miss, he says. Taking into account the location and use of this color, this is quite a splendid storefront, says the female customer. The introspective feel makes for a simple basis of design, while the knickknacks and such things create a relaxing atmosphere. How wonderful, she says. There was an uncharacteristically large pair of glasses that didn't suit her face or build. Then there was her anachronistic Taisho-era mantle and military cap. Finally, there was her grandiose way of speaking, which didn't match the familiar voice. I've taken a liking to this place. I shall buy every cake you have available, says the customer. Now then, good sir, you may pack up all the cakes here, she says. Do you take credit cards? Yes, asked the female customer. Shingeri, what are you doing? Asked Kashao. I see! So that's who this is. Very nice that we actually get to meet her. Who is this Shingeri, sir? You must have mistaken me for someone else, says Shingeri. Say what you like, but that's your name, says Kashao. There's no way a young lass, such a pretty and earnest little sister to her older brother, would grace such a place like this with her presence, she says. Very well, I won't pay heed to such rudeness. There's no reason to put a damper on your grand opening after all, she says. In that case, could you just cut out the crazy routine, asked Kashao. Besides, how did you even know where my bakery is, he asked. I didn't tell anyone. In any case, just scurry along and prepare all the cakes that you have. I'll pay your asking price quickly, says the woman. What, now you're a robber? Asks Kashao. What rudeness to only show deference to certain customers, she says. That attitude might chase away, say, a high-class customer who'd come in every day at opening and buy you out, she says. When it comes to business, you won't get anywhere if you don't jump at every opportunity to make money, she says. Besides, to see Nisama give such a cold look is making me sad. I'm sad, she says. After all, I held back until today to do something to help you too. Look, I'm not being picky here, says Kashao. Not only had she now burst into tears, but her facade was in shambles. I had no clue what to say. Ah, Shingiri-chan, it's been a while. How have you been? Asked Chocolate. Shingiri, what's with that outfit? Is it what people are wearing now? Asked Vanilla. You're mistaken. I'm not Shingiri-chan that you speak of, she says. Ah, stop. Don't pull my cloak. Ah, wait, says Shingiri. Yo, it's been a few days, Chocolate and Vanilla, says Asuki. Eldest cat girl of the Miyazaki family. Muchkurin? I don't know. Oh, are those your uniforms? Aren't they cute? Talk about dressing to suit your body type, says Maple. Maple, the second eldest cat girl of the Miyazaki family. Cat breed, American Curl. Oh, looks like everybody came along. I'm glad that you two are doing well, says Cinnamon. Middle cat girl is the family. Breed, Scottish Fold. I got worried when you two suddenly disappeared, you know, she says. Yeah, we were really worried, says Coconut. Coconut, second youngest cat girl of the family. A Maine Coon. Interesting. You should have told us you were going with Kashao-sama, she says. Sorry, it was kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing, says Chocolate. If we can see each other again, then it's not a problem. I'm glad that everyone is doing well, says Vanilla. Seeing the cat girls have a happy, emotional reunion together simply is the best, says Shingiri. The best, you say? Says Kashao. Suddenly the bakery was at max capacity. Not to mention they are all family. Uninvited family at that. It's been a while, Nisama. I'm relieved to see that you are doing well, says Shingiri. As usual, Shingiri smiled and greeted me with polite words. My little sister is, as a rule, calm and courteous. There are times when she acts strange, though. It's only been a few days, says Kashao. How did you even find this place? I didn't tell you, he says. That's a foolish question to ask your own little sister, Nisama, she says. Let's just say that with the power of a little sister's love, says Shingiri. Look, I don't have the time for that stuff right now, says Kashao. Please stop insisting that this is an act, says Shingiri. Shingiri is being honest. Oopsie, she says. Shingiri placed her hand over her mouth. A piece of paper fell from her kimono onto the ground. What is that? Asked Kashao. It's a wonderful business card. How like you, Nisama, says Shingiri. Wait, I haven't even distributed these yet, he says. As I said that, I suddenly realized something. This is your doing, isn't it, Vanilla, says Kashao. This was an exchange for us being allowed to go with you when we moved. It was a necessary evil, she says. So when she had disappeared at the drugstore the other day, she had slipped out to send the card to Shingiri, huh? That's why she said objective ahead and evaded my question. So earlier, whenever I couldn't get a hold of you, says Kashao, and Chocolate and Vanilla were stowing away in the boxes, this was all a part of your plan, he asked? Yes, that is absolutely correct, says Shingiri. In other words, Chocolate and Vanilla did nothing wrong, she says. So if you're going to scold your bad little sister, I ask that you be firm yet kind, says Shingiri. What do you mean, firm yet kind? Asked Kashao. Sometimes I have no idea what my sister is talking about. Well, she's always been like this, so I'll let it slide. Still. Well, it was also wrong of me to move out without saying anything to you, says Kashao. I awkwardly scratched my cheek while looking away. She's been such a clingy, adoring little sister in the past that people have even made fun of her for it. That's why I had to use such a roundabout, high-handed tactic. In a sense, she was worried about me more than even chocolate and vanilla. That's why I didn't really feel like complaining. Nisama, says Shinguri. It was. Shinguri had been rather worried about you, Nisama. I'm glad you're in good health, she says. It's only been a few days, so nothing's really happened, says Kashao. Shinguri had a gallant smile on her face as I rubbed her head. She let out a small smile and laughed. It must have felt good for her as it does for the cat girls. Oh, Kashao, why are you so reserved? It's not like Shinguri's a stranger or something, says Uzuki. Shinguri's really been uneasy these last few days, you know, she asks. Enough to forget about our food, he says. Listen, she was really worried, says Maple. She just paced around the room in circles like an animal in a cage, and sigh. Lots of sighing, says Maple. It would have been better if you'd at least told her your address, she says. Unless you wanted to cut ties with us, but that would have been something else entirely, says Maple. Well, we know why he did it, right? It's because he thought he'd look cool if he'd left by himself without telling anyone, says Uzuki. Ah, probably. Probably that. Human males really are troublesome, huh? Asked Maple. The two of them deliberately raised their hands and grinned at me bitterly. Uzuki and Maple were being a little too harsh, but even so, I didn't try to argue it. Sorry about that, Maple, Uzuki, says Kashao. I already feel guilty enough as it is, so lay off, okay? He asked. But Azu-chan and Mei-chan were really worried too, you know, says Cinnamon. The two of them were hunting for Kashao-sama's name in Shinguri-chan's computer and cell phone frantically, says Cinnamon. The two of them aren't really honest despite being older, says Coconut. But if it came to it, I was ready to go searching for you instead of Shinguri, says Coconut. Cinnamon, Coconut, I'm sorry to have worried you guys too, says Kashao. It won't happen again, so please cut me some slack, he says. I lowered my head towards Cinnamon and Coconut. And just like that, the cat girls of my family were assembled. I appreciate the warmth of having my family here right now. I won't let Father know about this, so please don't worry, says Shinguri. Ah, I appreciate it, says Kashao. Even though you've been through a lot too. Sorry. It was nothing, says Shinguri. I will always come and visit you, Nisama. I'll be cheering you on, she says. She wrapped her small hands around my hand. She didn't say anything about me slipping out without telling anyone. She simply just forgave me. Even my little sister seems to have grown up well, flawless at that. However, Mother is rather worried about you, Nisama, says Shinguri. Once things settle down, it would put her at ease if you'd call her at least once, says Shinguri. Alright, I'll do that, says Kashao. Okay, let's pinky swear on it, says Shinguri. We linked our pinky fingers together. When we were little, we would always make promises with a pinky swear. Shinguri smiled like a mischievous child once we had done this. It was rather cute. I was sort of looking forward to getting a gentle scolding from Nisama though, says Shinguri. My wonderful little sister is so spoiled, says Kashao. Well, even so, she is my little sister. Things always seem to go this way between us, so we didn't mind. But honestly, this is a fine and lovely bakery, says Shinguri. I'm happy my beloved Nisama no longer has to hide his love for baking, says Shinguri. You and the cat girls have been helping to destroy all the evidence though, says Kashao. That's because while I do like the traditional candy our family makes, Nisama's cakes are #1 in the world, says Shinguri. Even though the thought of Nisama never returning home makes me sick with loneliness, says Shinguri. I'm sure many customers will come in to show their love for this bakery, she says. She said that with a slight troubled smile. Shingiri Chocolate and Vanilla said the same thing with the same smile. It would be nice if everything would go that smoothly, says Kashao. Just like before with Chocolate and Vanilla, I rubbed her head and said the same thing I had told them. Wow, this is the first time I've seen the kitchen of a Western-style confectionery. It's not fitted quite like the Minaduki's traditional candy-making kitchen, is it? Asked Shingiri. Shingiri seemed really intrigued as she looked around at the mixers, rollers, and other tools in the kitchen. There was a lot of similar equipment, of course, but there were minute differences. Nisama, this is where you make cakes, isn't it? Asked Shingiri. I prefer seeing Nisama in traditional Japanese clothing, but I'm sure you in your bakery uniform will make girls' hearts sing too, she says. If I could, I would install a live camera so I could watch my beloved Nisama 24/7, she says. There's no way I'd be okay with that, says Kashao. Not that there was any way I'd be baking for 24 hours straight. As usual, my little sister had said some pretty questionable things, but I'm glad that both Chocolate and Vanilla are doing well, says Shingiri. I had no doubt that you'd let them stay, Nisama. Shingiri took the book on raising cat girls that had been left on the kitchen and giggled. I'm just learning, so there's still lots of stuff I don't understand, says Kashao. Once I'd read the book, I'd realized once again that my family's cat girls were particularly excellent. Apparently the fact that they were fluent in our language and were able to live comfortably with humans made them quite exceptional. The more I read, the more I realized just how much of an education freak you are and just how well you raise them, says Kashao. It's all because of their strict upbringing mixed with love. It was for their sakes as well, says Shingiri. She spoke like a mother, closing her eyes and tapping her chest proudly. Although she was young, I could see that she was reliable and confident enough to raise 6 cat girls. Seeing that unexpected side of Shingiri made me proud to be her older brother. I will take responsibility and act as a good owner, says Kashao. Yes, and I don't doubt that one bit, Nisama, says Shingiri. But if you're going to get them working in this bakery, certain qualifications are necessary, she says. Qualifications, asked Kashao. Are you talking about a cooking certification, he asked. No, not that, Nisama. Isn't it that, says Shingiri. Regarding allowing cat girls to work independently as employees, says Shingiri. A cat girl needs an independent action permit in terms of qualifications, she says. Without a permit, a cat girl can be arrested by the police if they are out and about, says Shingiri. Besides, they can't be employed without a permit either, she says. Working for free is a different story, though, she says. A permit? But our family's cat girls have never had one of those and they leave home, right? Asked Kashao. I tried to remember the times when our family's cat girls went out while under Shingiri's watch. I didn't recall seeing any sort of permits. Everyone always has it on them, says Shingiri. Now then, Nisama, if you'll come this way, says Shingiri. At Shingiri's urging, we stepped out of the kitchen. Wow, so this bell is their permit? Asked Kashao. Well, cat girls don't carry anything except for their bell, says Maple. It's inconvenient to not be able to go about freely, so we kind of have to keep it on us, she says. That means we're selected out of a bunch of cat girls, says Uzuki. That is why we are different from the other cat girls, she says. They say that only 1 in 10 cat girls pass, you know, says Cinnamon. The studying was so hard, I was totally fed up with it, she says. Belonging to Shingiri-sama and not having a bell, says Coconut, would be an embarrassment to our master, says Coconut. Everyone proudly shook their bells. I never knew that the bell had that sort of meaning. I thought it was just Shingiri's preference. It can be shown in place of the cat girl's identification papers, so it is rather convenient, says Shingiri. It also allows them to enter buildings and events where pets aren't allowed. It also has a GPS feature so they won't get lost, says Shingiri. There shouldn't be any complaints if they work inside your store a bit, says Shingiri. But if you intend to employ them officially, you should make sure to have their proper qualifications, she says. I see. That's a lot to deal with whenever it comes to cat girls, says Kashao. As an owner, I'd better take everything Shingiri was teaching me to heart. I was just thinking it was about time to have Chocolate and Vanilla get their bells, says Shingiri. So, this might be the perfect timing, she says. Right, Chocolate and Vanilla? Asks Shingiri. If we can be of help to Master, then we'll do our best. We really will, says Chocolate. This way, we'll be able to go out with everyone. It's lonely without company, says Vanilla. Of course, Nisama, as their owner, you will also need to assist them, okay, asks Shingiri? Yeah, just pampering them won't do them any good, right, asks Kashao? Exactly, says Shingiri. Learning more about human society will lead to a richer life, she says. Yay, when Chocolate has a bell, Chocolate wants to go on to an amusement park with Master, she says. Amusement parks are fine too, but I want to go to an aquarium, says Vanilla. I want to see dolphins, penguins, and blue whales. There aren't any aquariums that have blue whales though, says Kashao. I was always left behind at home before I got my bell, so I know all too well what it's like to be lonely, says Coconut. I'll cheer for you two, so do your best and pass it in one shot, Chocolate and Vanilla, says Coconut. Yeah, that's why this big-headed Maine Coon is troublesome, right, says Suzuki. It's not a matter of how many times it takes you to pass, or what kind of bell you get, says Suzuki. What is important is being proud of yourself and not acting so immature that you reveal your upbringing, says Suzuki. If you do that, you might as well just go eat baby food, huh? You failed the test twice yourself, Suzuki, so there's no reason for you to feel inferior about it, says Coconut. Or could it be that you're just at a disadvantage because of your stubby little arms and legs, says Coconut. The hell did you say? Those are the trademark of a munchkin cat girl, says Suzuki. You damn brats are 20 million years too young to talk cat with me, you gobbly fish, says Suzuki. I'm not going to treat you like my senior just because you're older, says Coconut. If you want me to respect you, then give me a reason to, she says. Oh snap. Fighting isn't allowed. Calm down, you two, okay, asked Chocolate. That's right, if you get too stressed, you'll get bald spots, says Cinnamon. Chocolate knows is a toy that Master bought the other day, she says. If they play with it, they'll get distracted and everything will be fine, right? Right? Asked Chocolate. Azuki and Coconut really don't get tired of fighting like this, day in and day out, huh, says Maple. Geez, if you're going to fight and kick up dust, then do it outside. Outside, says Maple. Just another normal day for the Minaduki family and for La Soleil too, says Vanilla. Maple, I'm going to make some tea. What would you like? Our special is Dare Jiminy, says Vanilla. Vanilla, you're cute when you're obedient like that, says Maple. Alright, I'll take you up on your recommendation. Also, it's called Dare Jing, okay? Asked Maple. Okay, leave it to me. Maple will be our first customer I pour tea for, says Vanilla. Kashao doesn't say anything. Seen from this angle, none of this seemed particularly intelligent. The only accurate thing Vanilla said was that this was a normal day for the Minaduki family. But it did make me think that things would be better outside instead. Okay, no more fighting now, says Shingiri. Ho? Yes. Heard. Those are some obedient cat girls. Just what do you think you're doing? Fighting on the day of Nisama's new start, asked Shingiri. As a bell-carrying cat girl of the Minaduki family, you ought to be ashamed, she says. Chocolate and Vanilla don't have bells yet, though, she says. Right, so we don't feel embarrassed about it, says Vanilla. I wasn't fighting either, says Maple. It's because of those dummies that we all got involved, she says. What did you say, punk, asked Suzuki? That's big talk coming from the most skittish cat girls of the bunch of us, she says. You can't even go to the bathroom at night without turning on all the lights in your bedroom and the hallway, says Coconut. I told you, I'm not the type of cat girl who has nocturnal instincts, you dumb cat girl, says Maple. That side of you is one of your cute points, though, Mei-chan, says Cinnamon. That normally domineering side of you is starting to become cute too, she says. How dare you make fun of me when you're the one in that stupid magical girl get-up, asked Maple. I'll upload your magic incantation video to YouTube, says Maple. That's mean. If it goes online, it'll be out there forever, says Cinnamon. And Shingeri-san said that magical girl look suited me, so what's wrong with it, asked Cinnamon. Okay, silence, says Shingeri. Once again, today is a day of celebration for the start of Nisama's new life. I'm declaring it a new holiday, she says. I have also already purchased all the cakes here. Therefore, for today only, you may all eat however many you like, she says. For real, Shingeri? I can have 2 of them, asked Suzuki. We can eat however many we like, asked Coconut. So, are you really saying that we can eat the entire cake ourselves, she asked. Yeah, she bought them all, huh? Wait, Shingeri-san, asked Kashao. Since it's cake, could you get me some Earl Grey tea to go with it? Lukewarm, of course, says Maple. Okay, leave it to Chocolate. Master, Shingeri-chan, are you fine with black tea too? Asked Chocolate. I'll help. It'll be my first job as a poster cat girl, says Vanilla. Yay, I'll put a sold out clothes sign outside, says Cinnamon. No, hey, wait a minute, says Kashao. Hey, I said to wait a moment, he says. Nisama, your little sister is requesting that you feed her, says Shingeri. I think that would be a nice bonus for this large purchase. Whoa, it's good. This is really good, says Suzuki. Hey, Kashao, you're not bad, aren't you? To think there would be a day in my cat girl life that I can eat a whole cake by myself, says Coconut. Happiness, I am so incredibly happy right now. What a wonderful smell. For a cat girl's tongue, lukewarm is definitely the best, right, says Maple. Want to trade my tea cake for your apple pie, she asked. But I wanted to try this freshly baked apple pie, says Cinnamon. Kashao-san, please, this is my one wish in life, she says. Master, we're out of cream puffs now, says Chocolate. Requesting increase in production. Salute, says Chocolate. Master, I can't reach the tea leaf stock. Get it for me, says Vanilla. Do what you like, don't mind me, says Kashao. And just like that, half an hour into opening day, and suddenly there was a sold out sign on the door of my bakery. Oh man, that was a long episode for sure. They sure do like to couple the short with the very long. Alright everybody, as always, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time for more Nekopara Volume 1.